Okay, folks, welcome back. Let's go to our next story. You know, the political dogfight in Rivers State continues unabated, leaving one to wonder who blinks first. In the latest scenario, the High Court in the state is stepping aside in the impeachment saga, while the Chief Judge is invoking judicial restraint. This impeachment push now waits on the appellate court. You know, with the Rivers State High Court in the Oyigbo local government area halting proceedings indefinitely, the next battleground is a matter of conjecture. So what will they think of next, Wale? Are you thinking? Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah, I think the Rivers State High Court in Oyigbo, that suit was filed by the governor. You know, and his deputy to adjourn indefinitely.
Sine die.
Yes. And well, it has its own strength and weakness. The strength is that it gives both parties opportunity to, at least, a room to have political discussion about the issue.
Okay.
But the other argument is that the High Court is not a court of final jurisdiction. So that decision can be challenged by higher court. And if that happens, it means that the adjournment may not hold water. But I think in the interest of peace, I believe that there is no reason on earth why this issue cannot be resolved politically. And I also think that if I happen to be the governor, Fubara, he has more to lose.
In the equation?
In the equation. You have not even been able to put one leg inside the water. You know, not to talk of the two. So you have your first year, from the first 3 months, has been characterized by turmoil, instability, vengeance, bickering, and you are almost going to the second phase of your term. Election will hold probably next year. So the question is, what have you achieved these past 4 years that will be the basis of your campaign to contest this next election? Whereas, if you are able to make peace with people that are fighting you, there is a likelihood that you may be considered as a candidate in the next election. The other thing is that based on the equation, you know, the balance of forces on the ground, I think Wike appears to be stronger than the current governor of Rivers State.
So this argument of Wike being a PDP man and the sitting governor being an APC man does not matter? That
argument only exists on paper. In terms of practice, in terms of practical politics, you know, Wike is the man to beat in Rivers politics. Whichever direction he gives is where the pendulum will swing. And for me, you see, politics is an extension of war. And in war, they say that when you capture your enemy, always leave a room for the enemy to escape. If you don't do that, the enemy will fight to the last blood, and you are going to suffer casualty too, even though you are the one winning. So you are the governor. You are, the resources are in your kitty. You are a very young man, still aspiring, just starting politics for the first time from a Katangera of the, in fact, from a secondary school where he came. So you have been lucky to now emerge the governor of one of the richest states in the country.
Yeah.
Why not play this politics with a lot of tactics and strategy?
Wisdom.
You see, you know, the confrontation comes in politics at all times. If you manage your success very well, you can even become more powerful than Wike. But if you think that you want everything on the table, you are not ready to grant concessions, I think at the end of the day, you are going to lose out. Because in the House, even 2 members of the House that made statements that, oh, you know, they reverse within 24 hours. So it means that Wike has a magic grab, a magic grip on those members. It goes beyond money. Because the governor gets billions of money as, you know, security vote that nobody questions you. But you couldn't get one local government. You couldn't get one lawmaker. You couldn't get one commissioner. Haba. What is the problem? So you are weak. That is the reality politically.
Yeah.
So bend down, negotiate, and wait until you are strong enough to fight your battle. But if you continue this way, irrespective of the support is getting from some people at the national level, those ones don't live in Rivers, so they don't have any house in Rivers State. So when it comes to voting, once Wike moves down, it's not about whether Wike is good or not, but I'm talking about practical politics now. And we are saying this to help the governor so that they can weather the storm and retain his position.
All right. Asuko, you know, the late chairman Mao Zedong said, politics is like war, except that politics is war without spilling of blood, and war is politics with a lot of blood spilled. So there's a choice.
Yes, there's a choice, but we don't want blood to be spilled, you know, because there was a time we used to have that headline, Rivers of Blood. So
because if you are killed, if you are shot politically, it's good night.
Yes, of course. Yeah. So I think from this angle, from where we are, we have looked at it and how Governor Fubara, from the get-go, he shouldn't have even, you know, betrayed or even looked at Wike in the face to begin to have this, you know, crisis. This crisis was just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Because this is somebody that brought you from where you were to become a governor. In fact, from the backroom things that I'm hearing, I heard there was even dissenting voices about Wike trying to make him governor. But Wike just said, you know what, let's make him governor. It's part of us.
Yeah.
You know, only for this to happen. But once you look at all the cases that have been happening, so many people are angry because they don't like Wike. Emotions are part. When once it's politics, you don't bring emotion into politics. That is it. You know, if you are using emotion to play politics, you will fail. What happens in politics is numbers.
Asuko, also note, I mean, Wale knows this, that since 1999, Governor Fubara is the first man, riverine man, to be governor.
Yes.
So a lot goes.
That is one of the reasons Wike actually backed him. You know, to say somebody from Opobo land, you know, should be a governor. You know, so he has to look at all those indices. And the people who are always, you know, supporting him for him to disrespect the minister of FCT, they are not doing him good. Because the people who suffer in all this crisis are always the Rivers people. Because, one, governance will be suspended completely. You remember, I think last year, Wike was saying, once it comes to 2026, politics will start. Because he has finished doing most of the work in Abuja, so he knows that if he comes to Rivers, it's for him to come and play politics.
This is
and politics is local.
Yeah. Asuko, time is tight, but quickly, this is the third time an attempt is made at unseating Fubara.
Yes, this is.
Would Fubara be a third time lucky?
Yes, it might be, because from what I'm seeing in the law, they are now going to go to appeal. But the chief judge has already given the hint of him not going to support the lawmakers from all indication. Because if you notice,
this chief judge is supposed to pick the seven man.
Exactly. He was supposed to flow with them, but he has already told them that, come, based on the cases that are on my table, I cannot constitute any panel until those cases are dealt with at the different courts. And even the lawmakers also appealed. So if you look at it, what they are looking for, just like Adeoye said, political solution is the only thing that will bring peace.
All right. From the journalist hangout table, we wish Governor Fubara and company well. Essentially because the Rivers people, you know, they say when two elephants fight.
Yeah, it is the
but
grass.
even when the two elephants are engaged in love tango, it's the same grass.
Yes, that's
All right, folks, we'll take on our next story. You know, as Nigeria edges towards the 2027 general elections, political activities expectedly have surged